Hey guys, Sidney here. To start off this WBKR Thank a Farmer series, I wanted to start by interviewing my dad, who has given me the privilege of growing up on a farm my whole life. Say hi, Dad.
Hi.
This is Keith Riney, and we are at Riney Farms, and we're here to show you all the produce that he grows. So how about you tell everyone what all you grow?
We grow tomatoes, sweet corn, watermelon, cantaloupe, zucchini, squash, eggplant. We have strawberries, cucumbers, honeydews, pretty wide variety.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, it sounds like. So how about you tell everyone how long you've been growing all this?
I've been growing all the vegetables probably about 35 years. When I got out of high school, I was growing some and started to sell it on a small scale, and we just kind of continued to grow in different areas, and been at it a while.
So, but you grew up on a farm as well.
Yes.
So, was that the same experience? Did y'all do the same stuff, your dad?
We only grew a small garden for eating. We just mainly had cattle and hogs and tobacco and grain crops, and we only grew enough vegetables for the family.
So you would say you enjoy farming pretty well if you've done it your entire life?
I do. I enjoy watching stuff grow and kind of seeing it all produce the abundant crops.
Yep, I would say so too. It is pretty neat stuff. I've loved growing up and getting to see it all myself too. What can you tell our listeners they can be looking forward to seeing in the next few weeks coming on?
Well, we're pretty much into the harvest of almost everything. We have the green beans and stuff been on strong. We have watermelon that will be coming on in the next day or two, and with the okra. But everything else, the sweet corn, everything is well into a strong mode right now.
Okay, how about you tell everyone where we are now?
Well, we're in one of the high tunnels at Riney Farms, and we can start early here and get the produce, the tomatoes coming on earlier, the peppers, what have you. We plant them in early, and the houses are open the majority of the time in the daytime, and only if it's cool at night we close them. But it lets us start harvesting a little bit earlier in the season, and we drip line water and put it growing in the soil, and we can put the fertilizer right in through the drip line, and it lets us grow a pretty good crop of tomatoes. These are almost done harvesting, but they had probably 50 or 100 tomatoes on them earlier in the season.
So with the benefit of having this to grow your tomatoes, how much earlier would you say you start getting tomatoes?
Probably about 2 months earlier on the tomatoes. And,
so most people start getting tomatoes around the first week of July, wouldn't you say?
Normally, yes.
Yeah, so you would start getting them 2 months earlier.
We actually had some on Easter Sunday this year.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're in the tomato field, and Dad, how about you tell them how many plants of tomatoes we have out here?
There's about 10,000 out here.
So that's a lot of tomatoes. So how many acres is that of tomatoes?
Right at almost about 2 acres.
Wow.
That's just the tomatoes.
And with these tomatoes, of course, we sell them at the farmer's market, but you also take them to lots and lots of restaurants and local businesses here in Owensboro.
Yeah.
Tell us what we have here.
Okay, we have cucumbers here. We have eggplant here. We've got peppers here, and green beans over here. And of course, we grow all the vegetables, the tomatoes and everything, the watermelons, cantaloupe, all of it on raised beds of plastic. And the raised beds help it to warm the soil and drain properly. And we have drip line irrigation through under each one to help water and fertilize the plants as well. And so we fertilize as needed, and when it's dry, it's actually good for the plants. It helps keep the disease off the plants. So we can fertilize and water as needed.
Okay, so now we're at one of my favorite parts, is the watermelon patch. So how about you tell us the difference between these two watermelon that we have here?
Well, the striped one is the pollinator, and the dark green one here is the seedless watermelon. And you have to have the two to get the seedless. So the small dark green ones will be seedless, and they're both very sweet, but these have no seeds and those do have a few. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have moved to the tobacco patch, and Dad, how about you tell us about your tobacco?
This is dark tobacco, and this is about a 10-acre field of dark, and it is used in chewing tobacco and cigar tobacco. tobacco. And barley is pretty much just for the cigarettes. And so we grow about 16 acres of the dark tobacco, and we have about 32 or 3 acres of the barley tobacco this year.
It's looking really good. It's really tall.
Good. It's been a good year. The crops are growing slow, and I hope to have a good year this year.
Yeah, well, good luck. Okay, so now that we've been around the farm a little bit, you obviously enjoy farming a lot. So how about you tell us what your favorite part about farming is?
I like being outdoors and working with the crops and the Mother Nature and doing something different from day to day. Sometimes 5 or 10 different things in the same day, and week to week, and the constant changing of the stage of the crops and the change of the seasons, and it keeps it from getting boring.
So part of a parent's job is to put food on the table for their children. So my dad does that in such a cool way, as you can see. So I want to say thank you for being a farmer.
You're welcome.